Krishna, the child of Dharma and the battle for the soul's innocence. Welcome back to Ancient the Architect TV, where ancient myths become metaphysical revelations. In today's episode, we return to the story of Krishna, not as the battlefield charioteer, not as the cosmic revealer of the Gita, but as the child. Not a child of mythology, but the child of Dharma, the embodiment of divine innocence sent into a poisoned world to reclaim it from within. This episode is not devotional, it is surgical. It is a metaphysical code-breaking session of the highest order, because Krishna's childhood Leelas are not whimsical miracles. They are encrypted ciphers, designed to show us how the soul, in its purest form, confronts corruption, distortion, delusion, and emotional fragmentation, and reclaims the world through divine innocence. Let us begin. The frame, the battle for innocence. In the adult Krishna, we meet the awakened self, the causal soul who speaks the Gita, directs evolution, and reveals the divine. But the child Krishna is something else entirely. He is the soul before corruption, before the mind builds egoic walls, before trauma calcifies, before karma hardens identity. He is the inner flame as it first touches the world. His battles are not cosmic, they are intimate. He fights not demons in the heavens, but the distortions within the subconscious layers of man. And each Leela is the soul's encounter with a karmic imprint it must transmute. Putana, the poisoned breast, the trial of false nourishment. The first attacker is Putana, the demoness who disguises herself as a beautiful nurse and attempts to kill the infant Krishna by breastfeeding him poisoned milk. This is the first trial of every soul entering incarnation, the confrontation with false nourishment, that which appears nurturing but is in fact toxic. Putana is not just a demon. She is the archetype of poisoned love. She is the false teacher, the corrupted mother archetype, the spiritual system that feeds the soul doctrines laced with death. Her milk is conditional acceptance. Her beauty is illusion. Her embrace is control disguised as care. Every soul, in its early innocence, confronts this distortion. The mentor who feeds with praise but enslaves through manipulation. The system that claims to feed the soul but strips it of agency. The love that says, "Be like me or die." Krishna does not resist her. He drinks the milk, because true divinity does not run from poison. It transmutes it. He draws the life force from the toxin and kills the distortion from within. This is the power of soul inoculation. When innocence is intact, no poison can corrupt. Putana's death is the death of false spirituality at the hands of pure self-presence. Trinavarta, the whirlwind demon, the test of mental overload. Next comes Trinavarta, the whirlwind demon who sweeps Krishna into the sky, spinning him higher and higher in a storm of speed until the child suffocates the demon mid-air and falls unharmed. Trinavarta is the archetype of mental overload, the hyperactive intellect, spinning faster than the soul can ground. He is the whirlwind of thoughts, ideas, comparisons, calculations. He is the storm of doubt that lifts the soul off its center. This demon appears the moment the mind begins to mature. Analysis replaces intuition, doubt replaces clarity, restlessness replaces presence. The soul is swept up into complexity. The breath shortens, the clarity fades, until the soul stops fighting, finds its center mid-air, and crushes the illusion of speed. Krishna defeats Trinavarta, not by outrunning him, but by refusing to spin. He becomes weight, he becomes presence, and the whirlwind dies under the gravity of divine stillness. This is the lesson. When the mind spins, do not chase it. Root your consciousness in stillness, and the storm will collapse on its own momentum. Makan Chor, the butter thief, reclaiming the essence. In Gokula, Krishna becomes known as the Makan Chor, the butter thief. He sneaks into houses, steals butter, and disappears with a divine smile. Butter is Buddhic essence, the purified product of churning experience. It is joy, truth, and the soul's condensed vitality. But in this world, that butter is hoarded, kept in jars, locked in cold places, guarded by customs, culture, and control. Krishna's theft is not sin, it is liberation. He reclaims the hidden essence stored in the lower mind's pantry, stolen from the soul by routine, repression, and societal obedience. The soul must become the thief. It must break into the unconscious storehouses, where truth has been buried under dogma. It must steal back what was always its own. And the smile Krishna wears is the smile of sovereign joy. The soul that has reclaimed its lost gold, its divine butter, and refuses to apologize. This is not mischief. It is metaphysical rebellion. It is divine agency in action. Kaliya, the serpent of the Yamuna, purification of the astral. In one of the most iconic Leelas, Krishna dives into the Yamuna river, where the poisonous multi-headed serpent Kaliya has made his home. The river is blackened, birds fall from the sky, and no life can thrive nearby. Krishna leaps into the river, wrestles the serpent, and dances on its many heads until it submits. The Yamuna is the astral current, the emotional body of the collective. Kaliya is emotional venom, jealousy, resentment, lust, revenge, pride. Multi-headed because these are not one poison, but many. They rise, strike, regenerate, and they pollute the river of life. This story is the metaphysical image of emotional mastery. Krishna does not banish Kaliya. He enters the river, not with rage, not with fear, but with playful sovereignty. He dances on the serpent's heads. The poison cannot drown him, because he is weightless with joy. This is a spiritual weapon. Dance on your darkness. Don't drown in it. Kaliya submits, not because Krishna destroys him, but because innocence exposes toxicity. The venom cannot survive contact with purity, and the Yamuna is restored. This is how the soul purifies its astral body, by descending into its waters without fear, confronting its shadows, and dancing until the serpent bows. Bakasura, the crane. Demon, the false teacher. Exposed Bakasura comes next, a monstrous crane who swallows Krishna whole. For a moment, the divine child is completely consumed. But from within, Krishna expands and bursts the demon open. Bakasura is false wisdom, the intellect that postures as spiritual truth. He is the guru who speaks like a sage, but knows nothing of the soul. He is the hollow teachings that devour the seeker without digestion, offering structure but no substance. The crane is symbolic for appearance without essence, still on the outside, predatory on the inside. He waits, then strikes, swallows the light whole. But Krishna cannot be digested. Truth cannot be consumed by falsehood. From within, the soul bursts the shell of empty knowledge. This is the code. If your light has been swallowed by a system, a teacher, a philosophy that promised truth but offered control, burst it from the inside out. The soul must not conform to a teaching that cannot hold it. Let your inner fire rupture the shell. False teachers die when they cannot metabolize divine consciousness. Conclusion: the invincibility of innocence. In each Leela, Krishna never grows bitter. He does not become paranoid. He does not retreat. He plays. He smiles. He dances. He transforms. This is the final code. Innocence is not weakness. It is invincibility. The child Krishna is the pure self before karmic scars. But more than that, he is the self that remains innocent despite karmic confrontation. He does not lose joy to survive. He uses joy to overcome. That is the supreme Dharma, to descend into a poisoned world, drink the poison, transmute it, and return with more love than ever before. So what does this mean for you? What in your life is a Putana, appearing as nourishment but slowly poisoning your joy? What whirlwind has swept you off your center like Trinavarta? What essence have you allowed others to lock away in cold jars? What venom lies coiled in your astral river, waiting to be danced upon? What false teacher, philosophy, or internal voice has swallowed your truth? Remember, you are Krishna, not in myth, in structure. You were born to purify, not escape. You were born to dance on the serpent's head. You were born to protect your divine innocence, because that innocence is the key to liberation. This is Ancient the Architect TV, where metaphysics isn't speculation, it's remembrance. Until next time, awaken the child within, and never apologize for your joy.